So I gotta come back here once I go. I probably gotta go back and press a button and then come back over here. But I could go save so I don't have to push all these buttons again. I don't understand how I can listen to that song literally all day, and yet it plays for the resub, and I'm still like, oh, yes. My jam. We've heard it 900 times today. It still gets me every time. Aqualu, thank you for the 48 months, the 4 years, hype in the chat. Thanks so much, my man. Has anyone ever actually gone to the Apple Store on purpose? How was your experience? I've gone twice and can't say it was very fun. Enjoy the mothership. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I went to the Apple Store and they were having like a boomer technology class? It was kind of wild. Like, I'm not really like knocking it. I think it's a good idea. And like, I know several people that would honestly benefit from that. But it was, I don't know, I just wasn't expecting it. I walked in, and there's just a bunch of nerds walking around with their iPhones. And, like, the Apple Store employees walking around with iPads. And everything's so, like, tech-savvy, because that's the whole point. They're trying to, like, show off. So you don't even like sign in. You walk in and they're like, "What's your name?" And then they like boop 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 on their iPad. They're like, "Oh, we'll see you in exactly 3 minutes and 43 seconds." And you're like, "Okay, nerd." But then off to the side, I noticed there's this table with like a bunch of older looking guys. They weren't all like grandpas or anything, but they were all older. And then there's this woman standing at the front of the table. And she's just like, "Okay, now we're gonna learn how to press the start button." And they're all like taking notes. I'm like, what? This is really weird. It's like right in the middle of the day, we're in a mall. Like, how do you even sign up for something like this? It was weird. Joke's on you. It's a Mac. It doesn't have a start button. Tricked by the Apple Store again. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it. It was weird. I guess that's cool though. Like I said, I know several people in my family that could use a nice "this is how you shop," or "this is how you use technology" class. Because, like, when you try to teach them, it just feels like you're talking down to them and they don't want to listen, you know? Like, who wants their grandson to tell them how to... God, I love that sound effect. Who wants to listen to their grandson, like, tell them how to do something, you know? Well, when it's some random, perky Apple Store employee, I guess it goes across better. Step 1, don't open your email. Wait, so is this... lost. Okay. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Dude, that's like my family needs to know that one. The amount of times my grandmother has fallen for that. And I don't blame her at all. I pretty much told her the same thing. Like, if someone calls you and says to walk over to your computer, just hang up. There's literally no time anyone would ever do that, for any reason. No one is ever going to call you and tell you to walk to your computer unless they're trying to hack your computer. Yeah, at this point I might as well just say don't answer your phone at all. Like, unless the caller ID says it's me, just don't even answer the phone. Like, who's calling you for anything at this point? That's important. You'll call them, probably. Yeah, I don't wish my situation upon anyone. I've had a lot, the last couple, well, a while, the last 2 or 3 years, I've had to answer every single phone call because of stuff going on with, like, the adoption and medical stuff, and so I have to answer the phone no matter what, because it could be something super important. So I gotta answer every single, like, we heard your mortgage is out of date! Good lord. Some of them you like answer the phone and it's just like screeching. You ever get one of those? You just answer the phone, it's like meh. Like, good lord. What is going on? The amount of times I answer the phone is just silence. Because it's those stupid robots. And honestly, after that new law passed, I haven't had much of that at all. I think that new law actually worked. Because I haven't had any of those silent calls since that law passed. But before that, I used to get calls all the time that were just nothing. And I watched some video about it that kind of explained why that happens. Because basically, long story short, they have these huge call centers where there's like 50 employees that just all day call about your car warranty, right? But the auto dialer just dials all day, just constantly, just tries to get people to answer the phone. So it's not like the people that call like random numbers. They don't get like a list of numbers and just all day call numbers. Instead, there's an auto dialer that just constantly dials, and as soon as someone picks up, it just sends it to one of the people waiting. So if the auto dialer gets like 51 people on the line at the same time, and all 50 people are already, you know, up and running with someone, that 51st person just gets dead air. So that's why sometimes when you get called, you answer and it's just dead air because there was no one there to pick it up. But the auto dialer just goes anyways. So that's why sometimes that happens. But I got that so much. for a while, but then they did some new law where, like, you can't... I guess that you can't auto-dial or something like that. Like, there has to be a one-on-one, someone has to call someone else. If they figure out that it's a robot calling and then being assigned, you can get, like, big trouble now. Which should have been a thing a million years ago. But apparently they passed some law that helped against that. Since then, I've not had anything. I still get robots all the time, but I don't get dead air, which I don't know which is better, to be honest. I think I'd rather the dead air than the frickin' meh. Press 1 to be assigned. Why? You called me. Alright, not sure how to get to where that thing moved. Oh, this is something. Accidental final boss. That's an ouch sandwich. Behemoth sandwich. Wow. I didn't even care about the damage. I just wanted Cyan to heal himself to help us sustain. But he did no damage, so he didn't heal. But he's at full health anyways. My phone, if you have a Pixel phone, I don't know how many of the Google phones have it, but the Pixel 2 has it, where you can set it to, if it doesn't know the number, it doesn't block it, but instead it makes them like, I forget what it's called, but it makes them like say who they are. And then when the call, yeah, it screens. So, like, it screens them, and they have to say who they are, and then when it rings, it says, like, what they said. Which gives me some pretty funny results when it's a robot. Usually, the screening has a hard time figuring out what the robot is saying. But every once in a while, I'll actually get a call where my screen thing says, like, we're calling you about your car warranty. And I can just be like, oh great, don't answer that. But usually it's just gibberish or something. The beep boop, I am not a robot. Please answer. Dude, I get even worse than that. I get calls all the time about my car payment. Like, bro, I own both my cars. Like, what? Get out of here. You blew it at your first line. The computer has very many viruses. Is my Model T still under warranty? Dude, someone was saying earlier, bro, that they were putting in the disc wrong. Was it Darth that said that? I think it was Darth. Was saying he got his friend or his brother got money back from Sony because he thought the disc drive was broken, and then it turns out he was just putting it in upside down. Okay, I think this is the way we gotta go. So, what even happens if you fall for that? Like, I don't even understand. Oh, it's your friend, yeah. I don't even understand, like, where they go with that. Like, okay, your car warranty is expiring. Call us to fix it. So then what? You call them, and they, like, dupe you into a warranty for your car? Or, like, do they just sell you something else entirely at that point? Because how would they sell you a warranty for your car if they're not the car company? It's just a third-party warranty? But how does that even work? Like, what's under warranty? Nothing? Is that the scam? Like, it's just worthless? I mean, even if it isn't worthless, it's still not worth the money. Like, they're still selling you something you don't need, but... Yeah, I would imagine that some really are not scammers, but, like, it's still something you don't need. It's one of those things where they try to sell you something based off their needing to sell it, not your needing to buy it, which happens all the time. I mean, that's like sales 101. It's all about selling people stuff they don't need. Like, sure, technically, maybe if you bought the warranty and that part of the car broke and you got paid out the warranty, it might be worth it. But, like, not even knowing the thing existed, you would have been fine. Yeah, I guarantee it would be much harder to get the money back than it would be just going with the standard insurance or warranty. You have to go through... My guess, honestly, with a lot of those, is they probably try to sell you something else entirely. That's what happened to us once. The one scam I ever fell for, which, in retrospect, like, we didn't really fall for it as much because we did get a deal out of it. But halfway through, we realized it was a scam. And then we just went with it because it ended up benefiting us anyways. But I can say confidently that we fell for the scam because at first we didn't think it was a scam, and halfway through we looked at each other and we were like, this is a scam. It was for this this pot company, like kitchenware pots and pans and stuff company, but they called us. Yeah, not that kind of pot. That comes afterwards. They called us saying that we had won, like, a trip. We won a vacation trip, right? And of course, at first, we're like, okay, scam. But I don't remember exactly what it was, but they did something to, like, prove to us that it was real. And it really did seem legit. Like, 100% it was legit. We had seen a million scams before. Didn't seem like a scam. Like, they were legit. And we had to go to some hotel to get it, which was the other thing. We were like, okay, this is seeming scamming. But we went to the hotel, and sure enough, we got the trip. And we actually used the trip for our honeymoon. And it worked out, and it was great. It was free. Like, it was not a scam. But when we got there, they sold us on this kitchenware thing. And that's what the scam was. Because the kitchenware was brutally overpriced. But because they had us in the room and they were already giving us a free vacation, it was just so easy for them to sell like 90% of the room on this kitchenware, because they were already giving us free stuff. They had us in the room so they could show us the whole demo and like show us how good it was. And so like it was really easy, and I'm pretty sure like 90% of the room bought them. We bought them, and we actually still use them and love them, but they were brutally overpriced, and you could tell that was the whole thing. Was like, you give them the vacation, you get them in the room, you can show them the demo, and then most of them end up buying. And even though like a quarter of the room probably left with just the vacation for free, I guaranteed they made their money off like us. And that's it. So yeah, like halfway through we're like, okay, this is a scam. So what did... I'm lost. But that's like the one thing we're sitting there and we're like, man, how did we fall for this? We're idiots. But in the end, it worked out. I'm still happy about the purchase. But I can tell you without a doubt it was a scam, because the whole idea was get us in the room. We had to listen to him talk like for an hour about how great these pots were. But I mean, they didn't lie. They're good pots. Nothing they said to us was a lie. They were just really expensive. Way more expensive than they probably should have been. At that point, I don't even know if it's a scam or just really good business, but... Wait a second, so that makes it go down? But how would you... Oh, I think I see what's going on here. This is yet again another really hard puzzle to do with so many fights, because I keep getting taken away and then going back and being like, okay, what was I doing? And a lot of the dungeon looks similar, so I keep getting lost. Yeah, I mean, it was more just really good salesman. Like... really good sales antics. But, I don't know, I kind of felt like it was a scam just because we didn't hear anything about the kitchenware until we got in the room, you know? It was like really sleazy. It was like, come on in, you're gonna get your free vacation, come on in. And then, as soon as we sat down, they were like, okay, you're gonna get your free vacation, but... hope you have an hour to talk about this kitchenware. So yeah, I don't know, it was pretty sleazy. Dude, that tail attack hurts so much. I don't know why that tail attack does so much damage, more damage than everything else. I tried to press down and it didn't do the down. And now I cast life on myself. Dude, anything's better than the frickin' pyramid schemes. I haven't heard much of pyramid schemes lately. But when I was getting out of high school, it felt like everyone I knew either was currently in a pyramid scheme or had fallen for one in the past. I could tell you, like, man, 10 or 15 people I know personally that tried to sell me on a pyramid scheme at some point. I had several buddies from high school. One of them got into knives, one of them got into a supplement thing. I had an uncle that got into one. I have an aunt that got into one. And man, I gotta say, it's kind of scary, like, the way they manipulate. Because you could just tell those people right to their face, like, that's a pyramid scheme, and they're like, no, no! And I think it's just because the idea behind a pyramid scheme makes so much sense when you're being explained, you know? When it's explained to you, it makes total sense, and it doesn't click that it's a pyramid scheme at all. It makes total sense that, like, someone gets you in and you make your money, and you get someone else in and you get money from them, and it just, like, how could this not make money? Seems like a slam dunk. And then, like, when the big pyramid scheme, when the pyramid schemes were going around, everyone was starting to realize what they were. They, like, changed up the game, and it became, like, you became a associate. Like, they had all these different words they'd use, like, oh, you're just an associate of the company, and you sell our goods, and we pay you. And they kind of got away from, like, the you hire somebody to hire someone to hire someone, because people started to realize that was what pyramid schemes were. So, like, okay, no. You're just an associate. You don't want anyone else to... You're not going to sign anyone else up. You're just gonna sell your own stuff. Yeah, multi-level marketing, you know? I remember someone told me, like, I got into multi-level marketing, and I'm like, pyramids are multi-level, and they're like, why do you think it's called multi-level? Let me draw you a picture of a pyramid real quick. You see how there's different levels? I need to make some phone calls. It's not a pyramid scheme, it's a Ponzi scheme. They're totally different. My boy Ponzi said he was gonna pay me next week. So I'm a little confused. I opened up a new area, but it just seems to go back to where I was. I'm not really sure, like... Huh. At least I'm getting some great experience from all these big enemies. I still kind of wonder if any, like literally any, of the supplement companies I ever heard of were ever decent. Because, like, you want to believe that at least some of them were actually what they were supposed to be, but there were so many. Just every day I'd hear of a new supplement And it's hard to not think that maybe they were all just freaking fish oil, you know, like like they might have all just been empty capsules. I mean, we'd never know. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely plenty of multi-level marketing things that were actually decent. And a lot of the exercise stuff, like the exercise equipment stuff, like all of it's fine. It's gonna do the job. Like, it's just the exercise market is so huge that they have to use the most back alley tactics possible to get ahead, because to call that saturated is like not a strong enough word. It's like it's not the Cheerios that you left in the milk for like 20 minutes and now it's soggy. Those Cheerios have been in that milk for days. Like, it is saturated is not a strong enough word. They have dissolved into just Cheerio milk. So they gotta, like, pull out all the stops to try to sell you on their stuff, because it's all the same. I mean, you can go to any Walmart and buy all you need to exercise. So they gotta be like, no. Listen, our rubber band is the rubberiest, bandiest. It's gonna make you the Rock. Yo, Flair, thank you for the 26. Doing great, man. It is great to see ya. And then there's Goop. I need, like, the Price is Right meow sound of it. And then there's Goop. Wah, wah. Take a salt tablet and walk it off. The Zoloff way. You should start a multi-marketing campaign, but no one makes any money. Everyone just tells each other to take a salt tablet and walk it off. No pyramid scheme here, just friendly advice. Alright. Multi-salt tableting marketing. Is that true, Flair? That's pretty cool. We played 3D Space Cadet Pinball for my birthday like 2 years ago. We did a bunch of Windows 95 games. Actually, that was XP, but yeah. We did a bunch of like old Windows games. So I lowered this, but I don't understand. I think I might know where to go, but yeah, I saw that. Check it out in a second. Yo, how's it going, Arco? Hey, you want to buy some knives? Got these sweet knives. Stunner. Multiple attack, cast, stop. Dude, we're giving him the Stone Cold. Let's go. Now we're talking. Chat's all like, you should use Sabin. He has cool wrestling moves. Does he have the stunner? I rest my case. Forget the suplex. We're throwing out stunners. I only have to wait like 9 years for it to charge. It's just like a wrestling thing, okay? Like, we can't just throw out the finisher right away. You gotta wait. Dude. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this goes nowhere. This is just back to the same spot. But this probably isn't open yet either. Wait. Dude, I want that sound effect. I need that sound effect for Halloween month. It's like the perfect Halloween. I guarantee I could go to Walmart during Halloween and find some, like, little thing that makes that noise. Guarantee it. Some little doll that makes that noise. There's a sound that's kind of similar to that, but it's actually Kefka's laugh in reverse. And it's in the Haunted Inn. It's a little Easter egg. We'll be talking more about Easter eggs during the Final Fantasy VII playthrough. You guys can become associates of the Final Fantasy VII playthrough and sell it to other people for quarter of the profits. Just go to thisisnotapyramidscheme.org. Sign up. I'll take 10. Welcome back, OMG. I'm not lost. Check this out. See? I found it. You thought I was lost. Hey. Okay, that's... Oh, the double Behemoth. For some reason, you can only throw poison at one enemy, but you can throw bio at two. Kind of weird. Beep, 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 beep. I can't believe you're talking about the Behemoth's teeth. Look at those muscles, dude. How do you look at the teeth? Behemoth is absolutely jacked. And you're looking at his teeth. This dude could bench press a dude doing a bench press. How are you not dead? Thank you. Jeez. Maybe it isn't a counter. Maybe he's just dying to the poison, and the poison doesn't show the tick or something. But I swear it shows the tick when he first gets poisoned. No, he doesn't, because he's got the gauntlet on for the Murasame. The Marasame. It's down here. Some wiry dragons. He pulled a stunner out of nowhere. It's really nice that Cyan has a hit everything attack now. Even if it does take forever to charge. Okay. Now. What is it with Wind having this weird property where it takes you down to really low health but doesn't kill you? In all the originals. But then, as soon as 7 started, they were like, what's Wind? Never heard of this element. Must be fake. Oh no, please don't be a monster in a box. Yes, I know it has wind, but it's incredibly underutilized. We got Barret, let's go. Wait, how is Beret better than... Raises success rate of sketch. That's... random. Yeah, wind is incredibly underutilized in 7. And it's not the only element. There's like 8 different elements that aren't really utilized, or are secretly utilized. And a couple that aren't utilized at all. There's like 3 that aren't used at all. It's stretched slightly. We're playing it upscaled, but it's still in regular resolution, so I stretched it a bit. I prefer playing stretched. I know some people are like, oh my god. But I think it looks better, and it works better for my setup, so... I apologize if you're a... super, oh, okay. I should have used the 10. If you really hate 16.9, I apologize, but it's just best for the most people. I can understand being a 4.3 purist, I totally get it. But with the amount of effort I put in to make sure all the games are upscaled to the perfect that they possibly can be, it's nicer for me to play it in stretched. That's the payoff. That's the you know, I upscaled it to the best it could possibly be, but I'm playing it stretched so that I can play it on my monitor, and it'll look nice on our setup. So I see part of the problem. When I rested in the tent, it reset the buttons, and that's kind of where I got confused. I could tell that some of the buttons reset, but I didn't know if it was because I pressed other buttons, or if it was because I rested in the tent. But I think it was because I rested in the tent. I think when you rest in the tent, it resets the buttons. Which is kind of dumb. Then again, kind of cool though, because it means you gotta do it all in one shot. That's the other thing too. There's plenty of games we play that I do not play stretched because they look bad. I think all the OG Final Fantasies look pretty good in stretched. The menus are like a lot nicer to read. The character models look a bit like fat at times, but because all the character models are stretched, I think they look fine standing next to each other. I think they all look good. There's some games, like original Mario, where, like, he just doesn't look right. Like, it almost looks like he's Big Mario when he's not Big Mario. Like, it just doesn't... Stuff like that is kind of yikes. Oh, it's fine. I know you weren't criticizing. I was just kind of explaining it. Yeah, so the idea behind Fantathon is to try to time capsule all these games in a way that people that played them when they were kids could experience them again. So I put a lot of time and effort into making sure all the games could be upscaled and that we could play all the originals. So I have a whole setup that I spent a lot of time on, but like I said, I think they look okay stretched, and it's easier for me to play them stretched, and with my live setup, it looks better stretched. So I can completely understand if it's annoying that it's stretched, because I know some people hate that, but it was the best for the best amount of people, most amount of people. It is best for me. So, oh, that's the airship. Okay, the airship's below. Do you wish to return? Would I want to do that? What if you return and have to do like the whole dungeon again? Or is returning a good thing? Do we want to return to go to the fight? I don't know. They're wiry dragons because they're movie props. I love Quadra Slam. Know who else needs better cable management? I do. I can't even begin to describe to you how many cables there are surrounding me for the setup that I wanted to work, so we could play all the games without having to move anything. Just the composite cable alone are insane. I have like 2 different switchers that all have 12 to 15 cables going in and out. It's big yikes. How's it going, Mello? Dragon Quest is a series I'm not really too familiar with, and it's one I'd like to do in the future. Maybe even like in a marathon format, or just doing Let's Plays of the more popular ones, but definitely want to do Dragon Quest at some point. That thing looks terrifying.